So if you guys could tell by the last couple of videos that I've been posting, we recently relocated to the Tampa Bay area from Illinois. So that is kind of why I've been MIA, haven't really been answering any questions. I still do see all of your guys' comments and DMs on Instagram, LinkedIn, and I really have been so bad. I think I have like 270 LinkedIn notifications right now. I just have not gotten back to anybody. We've been moving in, settling in. There's been a lot. And so finally, I feel like today is a Sunday. It's a reset day. And I just have some time to answer some questions. So I think this is a really good question. I've spoken on some differences between the med device industry and pharmaceutical. I didn't have a lot of experience in med device, so I really don't like to speak on things that I don't really know too much about. But I will say like some of the main key points switching between pharma to device. I feel like device, you just have a bigger sense of fulfillment, like you are accomplishing something, you're helping more patients. A lot of the devices that, reps work with or companies they work for are ultimately helping to save patients' lives, make healthcare workers' lives easier. And that was kind of one of my biggest things. You feel like a sense of fulfillment where in pharma, we do a lot of lunches, a lot of in-services. While that is really fun and that is the way that pharma culture works, that's the way you get into offices and you schedule these meetings to still talk about product. I do think that sometimes you feel a little underappreciated. And so I think in med device, with that culture not being so hot, like there isn't as many lunches, it's very in-depth educational on our devices. Some devices are surgical based, so you will be like assisting in the OR alongside the surgeon. I feel like there's a bigger sense of fulfillment. Another thing is salary. That's kind of a common, well-known thing. The salaries in med device skyrocket way past pharma. I will say pharma, in my opinion, is a great starting point though, because they offer a bigger base salary. So if you can't get into med device right out of college and you don't have experience, I would still suggest going the pharma route, gaining that experience. You'll get a nice salary. There's a lot of perks to it. Whereas med device, usually most positions are actually commission based only. There still are a lot of jobs out there that will offer you a base salary with all the other perks. But it is more common to see commission based roles in medical device. So like I said, I think pharma is a great starting point. I think pharma is a great industry. That is just like one of the bigger differences. And I would say the last thing too is like your main call points, your targets of like who you're really going to be talking to these offices. In pharma, I learned that, it's not just the prescriber we're dealing with. We are going to be dealing with the total office staff. We call it a total office call. You're going to be dealing with the front desk receptionist. You're going to be dealing with the medical assistants, nurse practitioners, LPNs, CRNAs. You're going to be dealing with the entire office, everybody that's involved in patient screening, whereas med device, not so much. In med device, you're really going to just focus on mostly the prescriber. It may differ, but those are basically my reasons.